be a lot of surprises here for the picks and bans. Meanwhile, they're concentrating all their power bans onto ZXC, just like last week. I believe it was Infused versus Cerberus.
Yeah, Cerberus.
And they banned all of ZXC's champions. That was Ari, that was Azir, and I think that was probably a LeBlanc.
LeBlanc, yeah. I remember LeBlanc.
So he used a pocket pick. I forgot, was it a Malzahar? I think, because I remembered. Oh, Malzahar was open. Totally forgot about that. But we're at 6.10 now, so a lot of things are stronger now. And Alistar is actually has been nerfed or probably even balanced yung damage reduction niya.
Yes, ultimate niya. It now is around 50%, 60%, and 70%.
Yes.
Dun sa 1 to 3 ranks niya.
Yeah, it's not like a full 70% now. It scales. So right now, let's see kung ano yung mga power picks dito. Echo is gonna be banned there. Maokai is open, but that's a Shen. Shen can be placed on the jungle. We recently saw teams that have been adapting. The reason why they probably took out the Shen was Infuse has also been playing Shen jungle at the PGS. Not only IPT plays this, but also Infused started picking this up as well. So Maokai is open, but then looks like the top laners are being, hindi na siya naging priority pick gaya ng before yung Maokai, because it really depends on what the team comp. Medyo versatile na yung team comps natin na pwedeng gawin. So meanwhile, Caitlyn still being like the second rotation or first rotation.
Yeah, they
dito.
really love her.
Yeah, because the zoning kit that you have for a Caitlyn is just really nice, and it gives you a safe laning phase. Pwede ka rin iwan if ever naman gusto ng support medyo mag-roam para tulungan yung jungler or pwedeng tulungan yung mid laner.
Plus, when you get that double itemizations on her with the Infinity Edge and Rune's Hurricane, allows her to stack up your passive faster.
Yeah.
Ang lakas ng damage output ng Caitlyn when you get those 2 core items for her. But look at this, from the side of MineskiTV, hover over the Nidalee and, well, okay, might be the poke composition here for the side of MineskiTV.
But they're still like
right.
trying to decide. Well, it is a good take. If they do lock this Nidalee in, it's one of Infused Hechizo's favorites, aside from, the Lee Sin or the Elise. It's one of his favorites, actually. So I really like this takeaway from Infused, that if they do pick this up, they're kind of forced to put a kill in a sustain sort of champion. Because one thing that I noticed in their comp, that they really like the long range comp and the poke plus sustain siege comp. So Akil, aside from the Alistar, he also likes playing Soraka and Sona, and probably even Nami. Nami can actually be brought out in this game, so it gives much mobility, that AoE CC, but then you could also, it could be a Karma.
Yeah, they could actually go for ZXC though.
Yeah, for ZXC, but we still don't know yet. Poke definitely fits Infused style well. I think this is the identity that they have, and looks like they're gonna put the power threat, the carry, onto Hechizo here if they do lock this Kindred in. I mean, they have made adjustments onto the Blood Razor, making it, spike more faster compared to before. I mean, okay na nga yung Blood Razor. It makes these carry type champions like the Graves and the Kindred do not make their ganks, even early ganks, more efficient because of the damage. Yeah, exactly. So coming into 6.10, it's still stable. Kindred still really good, and it suits Infused. What they're lacking right now is probably the support or probably their mid laner here. So they don't have sustain compared to like yung gusto nila lagi na composition. But then maybe they're trying to mix it up a bit. They don't have like a hard engage here though, but they do have the Karma to supply it just in case they just have to overwhelm them with everybody rushing in with the R and Inspire.
With the composition here of MineskiTV, gonna go for a Nivea. Might be a really good decision to get that Nami, have that initial C or that dual CC with the Q with the ultimate, and then have, of course, the sustain, like you said, to be able to just live through these fights, because these are champions for the side of MineskiTV who can dish out damage either in short bursts from the Nidalee or just continual spikes from the Nivea and that Tristana.
Yeah, and it actually
Oh.
suits them well. It's because what you want to do with the objective is to try to zone them, to counter zone or try to have a zone of your own. That wall works really well in choke points. For example, when when you're positioned well on the Dragon Pit, you guys are the first ones there. You can block the blue side jungle of Infuse there for the entrance.
Haha! This is not banned, guys. If he picks a Thalia, that is legit.
Okay, I almost got it. Almost got it, but Rise is open. Actually, I forgot about it. Zexy actually played Rise last week, right?
Yeah, he does. He did.
But then utility here, so it's gonna be the support karma for Akil. So no sustain, but then the double shields. Can you imagine how crazy it is if they had the Athene's Unholy Grail and then it's shield overload
Yeah,
for
and
them.
then there's so much mobility here for the side of Infuse with that, with the range, with the Karma movement speed boost, and then there's zoning potential. I mean, look at that. There's a Lucent Singularity, the empowered Q of the Karma, and then of course the Keeper's Verdict from this Poppy. That's a lot of keep away here that Imba PH have to go through, to get to that very squishy backline that Infuse have created for themselves.
Yes, and it's actually their scaling is quite balanced if you think about it. I mean, there is still a safety for the late game. There's still a safety because there's a Kindred. There's a good spike then for mid game if ever nakuha ni Caitlyn yung kanyang sabi mo yung Runan's Hurricane and the Infinity Edge gonna be a really nice spike. The burst coming in, the AoE burst coming in from the Lux is good as well. A lot of people now are opting for barrier because of the
the nerfs.
buffs.
Oh, sorry. The buffs of the barrier.
onto the cooldown reduction. And, I want to concentrate naman din. I've been talking about Infuse just because, they're more familiar, but I want to move on to Team Imba PH and what they're trying to form here. They have a balance, but they're scary late because nakita naman natin that's buffed up Anivia. Definitely more damage and less mana cost for the Anivia. And the itemization actually parang yung kay Rise, because of the itemization changes, it actually buffs a certain champion, and one of those champions are actually Anivia as well. I actually want to see how this works out because I haven't seen an Anivia in competitive play yet. Nobody has played it at the PGS before. Nobody has played it at the MPGL before. So I'm curious how Joss is gonna bring it into the mid lane. I'm quite curious what their battle plan is. So they do have poke from the from the Nidalee. So if ever naman they get poked out, they have sustain from this Cougar.
Yeah, and the Bard, of course.
And the Bard
shrines
as well.
are pretty damn strong in healing when they do charge up. Plus, pag rank 5 na siya.
Exactly. And a well-placed Shen Sword AoE that cancels all the auto attacks can actually work really well towards these two key champions that are very, very threatening into Imba PH's comp, which is Hechizo and JRM, because I really admire their their skills, their mechanical skills, and their positioning, especially JRM. That guy is a talented ADC if you think about it.
That's true. So, what do you think about this Tristana pick? I haven't seen a Tristana in the ADR role for quite some time.
Hate played it actually
Yeah.
last week at the PGS day 2.
Was not there,
Oh,
so
right.
wasn't able to see it.
But then, late game, scary late game, of course. Good siege, especially if you ever get the Earth Elemental Dragons. That's gonna be scary to deal
It's gonna
with.
stack it up.
Yeah, good siege then for Johnny Boy here for Imba PH. They have the disengage with the wall, and then they also have the Bard ultimate to start things up. And of course the Shen ultimate for outnumbering people, catching people off guard. That's double TP if you think about it for their side. And they can actually catch people off guard. Kakadamit pa lang ng teleport niya, Gertrude will respond, but Jaspi can go back into the fight again, and Imba PH can force something like a 4v5 somewhere in the bottom lane or somewhere at Dragon Pit. Meanwhile naman, they're pretty balanced actually. Like late game scaling, I go late game for too scary late game for
Infused.
No.
Really? For your side?
For Imba PH. Meanwhile, balance kay Infused because they have mid to late game para sa kanila. That's why I really like it. And they're safe. Considering the fact that they're poke and they're long ranged, that's why they're safe sa laning phase. And they can, like take it easy muna if they want to, and Karma, considering the fact na very mobile, low cooldowns on her side, and that's why I really like Infused comp. But it's mainly because I'm not really familiar of this style ng Imba PH. This kind of mix in their comp with a Shen, with a Nidalee, because it's really balanced. Then that they have disengage, they have engage, but not really a reliable engage. Because if you think about it, these people are quite long range, especially the Caitlyn. So it's hard to actually reach her. No one's gonna reach her unless Leroy Valderrama actually lands a good Tempered Fate on her and make the Shen, and just set up for the Shen or set up for the Anivia for themselves. And that is why the Lamb's Respite is there to counter that sort of aggressive
Pressure. Yeah, from the side of Imba PH.
Yeah.
But then you have to think, there's also the crystalline wall with the cosmic binding, and we've seen countless mid laners in the Philippines do that crystalline wall pick off type of style. So let's go into the Summoner's Rift, ladies and gentlemen, to start off game 1. Of course, this is a best of 3 series, as it is the playoffs for the MPGL 8. So now it's going to be for the blue team, Imba PH. Top lane will be Jaspy on the Shen. In the jungle, Ultra Mega Super on that Nidalee. Mid lane, Joss shall be our Nivea. And in the bottom lane duo, Johnny Boy on that Tristana, and his support shall be Leroy Valderrama on the Bard.
And meanwhile, on the red side, we do have Infused Esports. In the top lane, we have Gertrude on the Poppy. In the jungle, we have Hechizo with the Kindred. In the mid lane, we have ZXC on the Lux. And for the bottom lane duo, we have Caitlyn here on JRM and Akil on the Karma support.
Alright, so no lane swaps whatsoever, because the changes on the Elemental Dragons are, well, it just begs you to not go onto the top lane, because if you do give like a very important, because RNG, if your composition like relies on that siege potential, and then you get yourself a freebie Earth Elemental, you're just allowing your opponent to actually get advantages for you, when you go for that lane swap.
Yes, and meanwhile, not a lot of teams are sort of favoring the lane swap now, because they give up dragon control early on in the game, and most of the time these teams would want to either deny or obviously take any advantage whatsoever during the early phases of the game, because mid game is pretty important, and that will determine whether they win or not, and get a sort of snowball on their side. But for Imba PH, the reason why I like their comp then is because of their early game pressure that they can dish out. All of them are capable of applying this early game. All the lanes actually are capable, because the mere fact that Nidalee doesn't have any CC whatsoever, but all the lanes are complete with the CCs that will actually allow the Nidalee to get a kill or two, or burn a flash or two here in all the lanes actually.
Nice cosmic binding there by Leroy Valderrama, but of course Johnny Boy can't follow up, as his range is not as great as the Caitlyn once before that higher levels do come in. Now if you check out these junglers, they're actually on the opposite side of each spectrums here. Top lane red side for this Kindred that might bait for a really nice gank. But look at this aggression onto a kill. They're forcing to flash, as well as JRM. These guys are just very low in HP, and Karma not the very best in terms of keeping your ADR alive.
Yes, I honestly think they would opt for some sustained type of champion for a kill, but I guess it is a different case this time. Double poke, really painful early game for the Karma with the poke.
Hold that thought. In the top lane, it's going to be the gank here from Hechizo. There's the burn, and will he get the third hit on the Wolf there? Yes, he will. As in the bottom lane, JRM using his range on that Caitlyn to actually harass Leroy Valderrama. As in the top lane, Jaspy expending his flash, level 2 palang, and gonna go back, getting himself a cloth armor. Of course, is a very bad decision there. He does keep him alive, but
Yeah,
he's slower. He's much more slower in getting his items now.
That's actually a nice rotation coming in from the Kindred. Despite not being able to land a kill, that's great, because Shen is 50% reliant on the flash taunt combo for himself to be able to make him create the pressure that is needed dito once he does a teleport play, or like a stand united play, because the champions that he's against are mid to long range champions, and let's face it, that taunt is not gonna reach without the flash if JRM, ZXC, and Akil are very aware of their positioning.
Yeah, and that's where this Bard and Anivia come in. You know, the CCs that they bring will at least allow the Shen to get into that range, or allow, you know, the Tristana to have some free time to get that auto attacks. So we'll have to see, you know, these crucial skill sets coming in from the mid laner as well as the support to actually allow their comrades, their teammates to do the job that they do, because Infused have a much easier time having, you know, the keep away game for themselves. Cosmic Binding almost connects, so nicely done there to dodge it.
Yeah, it's all here for Leroy Valderrama and just as you said, to start up the fight with the Tempered Fate or Cosmic Binding or the Q of the Anivia to help set up for the Shen for the stun locks, and able to finish and burst people down, especially with the Nidalee on their side plus the Anivia. It's going to be really painful once everybody just focuses on one target. They can easily move to the next and try to do some cleanups one after another. Meanwhile, for Infused, they'll easily try to disengage. They have the slows, they have the shields as well. And of course, the bindings, the double bindings and shields from the Lux. So it's very, very bad. It's just how these teams execute.
Oh, flash there from Hachizo. They get a catch onto 4 people from the side of ImbaPH, just barreling in onto the jungle of Infuse, and first blood will be given into the hands of Just.
Everybody got a piece of that. That's 4 people in the riverside.
Cut me a slice of that cheesecake.
I know, right? So yeah, yummy snacks there. First blood goes to Infuse. Not sure what Hachizo is doing there, but nice collapse from the side of ImbaPH immediately.
I think he was just trying to counter jungle Ultra Mega Super, and then he didn't have you know, the map awareness to see that the members of ImbaPH were closing down onto his you know, his positioning. But in the mid lane, lots of damage onto ZXC there. Flash and barrier shall be used, but ZXC survives well as he chugs down that potion with a sliver of HP left on that meter of his.
Damn, son, if Nidalee had like a red buff or something, I bet ZXC would have fallen from that gank in the mid lane. But
definitely.
Yeah, barrier, flash, gone. Great job. Although in the cost of, you know, ignite there from Anivia being used, that's still pretty okay, because all the defensive spells of ZXC, they can actually opt to go back if ever. They can opt to go back if ever they want to try again and kill ZXC and apply more pressure, because mamaya pa tong spike, of course, level 6. When level 6 comes, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will, the fight is definitely gonna start, because we're seeing skirmishes na unintentional giving away of kills here. Hechizon not prepared for that. Meanwhile, we have the dragon. First dragon is gonna be the Earth Elemental, the Mountain Drake, which gives more sieging potential and more damage for epic monsters here. So great roam coming in from Leroy Valderrama and Ultra Mega Super.
But Ultra Mega Super getting caught out. Nice steadfast presses there from Gertrude, just stopping the pounce here of Ultra Mega Super, as both mid laners will rotate. Yes, they will. Anivia there gonna be the first to go in and help his comrades there. We'll get the steal onto the red buff. It's going to be Hachizo. He does have his ultimate, but the pop onto this Kindred will be a pick for the side of ImbaPH. That's the Christian wall I was talking about, as the members of Imba just get themselves a freebie kill there, and the ultimate from the Shen was just enough. While in the bottom lane, Johnny Boy is left to his devices there to actually go in a 2v1 situation. And look at that, 58 CS to the 64 of the Caitlyn.
That was so weird though. I feel like maybe if ZXC was there a little bit earlier, they could have done something. They could have gotten a kill or an exchange of kills. But it was quite weird how when the fight only started, saka pa lang nagpumunta si ZXC and the rest of the members. So I'm not quite sure what the plan was there, but it could have been punished, because considering the fact that ImbaPH were very, very deep into the jungle, so they could have punished that actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, ImbaPH, great job with the early game. Just as I've said, all the lanes are quite balanced. They have the CCs that they wanted for the stun locks. They get the red buff despite Hechizo getting it using the smite, and they get the Rift Herald to boot. And Infused was not able to punish this. When they found out that the rest of the members are there up top, they tried to make a play down bot, but considering this is a Tristana with just a rocket jump for safety, it's really difficult to make a play, considering the fact that Akil is not on a champion where he or she has some hard CC where they can chain their skills down, try to burst that target down. So it's more of a poke type, which I believe naman Tristana is just in a good position here. Si Johnny Boy dito sa bot lane.
Yeah, but the 64 CS, Imba PH weighing the scales, which is better, just leaving the Tristana and get their other lanes, in a good spot and just allow this Tristana to climb up later on while they focus the other threats here from the side of Infused. But Johnny Boy, very aggressive, going in, gets exhausted, uses the Buster shot there to push away the members of Infused. Oh, well, that is in the hole, just piercing the fat belly of the Bard in that bottom lane. Here comes Ultra Mega Super, dodges with that spear, and he's gonna get caught out here as that tether does connect onto him, roots him for quite a bit of seconds, and wow! Ultimate actually connects there from ZXC, and that'll open up this dragon for the side of Infused, as ZXC not gonna help his teammates. He knows that there's a numbers advantage there for his own, for his own roster.
I'm not quite sure what the plan was there. I mean, somebody already died from your team, but you still decide to try and pursue and try to block it out, yung dragon, and you gave away 2 kills, unnecessary 2 kills there.
Wow, very aggressive here from Gertrude, taking quite a bit of tower hits, but Jaspy still low himself, not gonna pursue that matter anymore, as Infused Esports get the first dragon of the game, and that shall be helping him out because it was an Earth Elemental.
That play, that kind of Tristana play where you jump into put yourself in danger just so that you can, land more auto attacks and just
get the resets.
Yeah. That play was spot on. Could have been spot on if they had the Shen ultimate.
Well, they don't need the Shen ultimate when Leroy Valderrama is here, but he dodges the Cosmic Binding with a nice time flash there from JRM. And this Caitlyn is still alive, 1-0-1.
Yeah, it really good CS naman. Kahit pinapauwi siya, it's okay. Once she goes back, she's
gonna get herself some itemizations, and Swifties will be her, boots of choice. It is fashionable for you ladies out there.
Yeah, I guess so. With the cute wings on the side. Yeah. I'd love to wear those.
Boots. It's boots. It's not shoes of Swifties, right? It's
boots.
Yeah.
Yeah, white boots and green thingies on the.
I think that's just like where they place the boots, but it's the white shoe.
I think it's the magic that comes out of the shoe.
Yeah, it's magically
enhanced.
Gorgeous to watch.
Yeah, it is. Hey, back to the game though.
Okay.
I can see that they can actually do that kind of combo if they're having a hard time reaching the backline. The time communication is the key here for Imba PH to make this work. I mean, you go with the Tristana, that's actually risky. But then if you position it well and time it with the Shen, you're gonna get a lot of free auto attacks and the AoE burst from the mines of Tristana, from the explosions rather.
Was it Infused who actually did that before? Like a kill on a Bard and then Gertrude with a Poppy, using the magical jury to actually gap close and just, go for a flank maneuver? I think it was Infused
I think
before.
it was an Echo top lane.
Was it Echo? I can't remember. It was either a Poppy or an Echo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could actually do that. Meanwhile, but then, lagi to tong iniiwan yung Tristana. So this means that they're willing to sacrifice Tristana's, sort of
health
faster
in the
spike.
bottom lane.
Okay.
Yeah. Alright, so in the top lane here, Jaspy going in onto Gertrude, but 2 members of Imba PH are here for Gertrude. He lines up the Keeper's Verdict, pushes away Ultra Mega Super, and that'll actually lower down the damage output that Imba PH were looking to actually get the kill onto Gertrude.
So it looks like they're heavily concentrating on, Hechizo not getting the red buff for himself, and they want to take advantage of that. And meanwhile, it's just Hechizo casually going onto the red side naman ng Imba PH and probably try to get that and try to, counter jungle himself naman din. But yeah, 3 members collapsing here in the bot lane. Let's see, we'll make a play. It's gonna be 4 people down, and Stand United is not it's actually available. Oh, it's not. It's not
All right.
available.
Oh, there's a Tempered
There it
Fate being dodged out by the members of Infused, but that was enough to force a flash out of Hedgehog. Nice movement speed was coming in from a kill there, and that will be a full disengage from the side of Infused. Tempered Fate. Where did Jaspi come from?
Miscalculated. I actually expected that Tristana would jump, and then when Shen actually arrives, gonna do the shadow taunt, but shadow dash rather.
Where did Jaspi use his ultimate on?
I'm not sure about that actually.
Because he was not on my radar when I was looking at that one.
There.
Okay, so the teleport gonna come out of Jaspi here to counter Gertrude's, having fun in the top lane. Uses the push onto Jaspi there, but Jaspi only has the Balmy Cinder, while Gertrude with that Shroud as well as the Balmy Cinder himself will be able to at least keep himself healthy in the top lane. He has his teleport up, and Jaspi, both of his global ultimates or global skills are down. So this is this could be used by Infused for the next couple of minutes.
Okay, so it looks like they're trying to siege this part of the bottom lane just to try and even things out in the map because syempre yun nga yung bot, but then they want to have more control because first dragon went to Infused kasi I kind of noticed how Ultra Mega Super or the rest of the members actually concentrated on the topmost part of the map, and they actually want to try to make Hechizo suffocate from the lack of red buffs. They've been concentrating on that map from that part of the map for quite a while, and they're sacrificing, and actually Infused can take advantage of that every time they try to go on the aggression dun sa side na yon and try to take dragon and try to take exchanges, pero di pa natin nakikita yung parang objective trading between these guys, and they decide to sort of contest na lang.
Yeah, that's what I like. It regenerates now.
Which one? The pink ward?
Yep.
Yep. So next dragon is gonna be the elemental again. So of course you want to deny that second earth elemental dragon from Infused there, because that's their game plan.
20% damage on structures. That's a ton of damage when you do put in free hits from the Caitlyn, because you really can't reach her.
Yes.
Aside from possibly a flash taunt, but again, keep away game is in the hands of Infused. They have the Keeper's Verdict. They have Losing Singularity, lots of AoE slows coming out of a kill as well as ZXC. And so we'll have to see what ImbaPH does with this one, as the second dragon has respawned, has gone in onto his den. Jaspi, I think, has his ultimate almost up. Yeah, it's almost up there. So both teleports from top laners are activated. Hedgehog gonna get himself the smite onto that one, and he's gonna be pretty happy with that, as Infused get the second dragon of the game, 2 Earth Elementals in their pockets.
Again, you can see where ImbaPH has their priorities with, by not only looking at their map movements but also looking at their vision. Late na yung vision nila when the dragon came. Wala silang advanced wards, deep wards into the Infused jungle. So they lacked control over this, and they weren't able to try and take that and deny that away, or try to scare away Infused man lang for the takeaway. So right now, yun nga, nakita natin sobrang scattered ng pink wards dun sa top. But for the dragon area, where you'd wanna be more focused on during the early phases of the game, especially Rift Herald is not there anymore. So I'm not quite sure what the game plan is for ImbaPH. But two elemental dragons on Infused side. They have 2 ADCs. They have 2 shields. They can take Baron if they want, if they ward properly once it spawns later at the 20-minute mark. They can do a sneaky and fast Baron if they keep stacking that up. So for ImbaPH, they have to be careful of their map movements, because I think Infused can take advantage of the weird priorities, or the different priorities the different priorities of ImbaPH.
Yeah, because I was wondering then, because there is a chance actually for ImbaPH to get catch onto the members of Infused here. Yes, there's the keep away game, but then, there's a lot of control here for the side of ImbaPH if they can land, perfect Temper Fates, nice Cosmic Minings, or even, the Crystalline Wall. But, like you said, because of these wardings, because of how Infused have been rotating around this map, it is just allowing them to actually, get the numbers advantage, and then ImbaPH doesn't want to take the risk of that because they have no proper positioning whatsoever.
Yeah. And in relation to proper vision, for you to want to actually have a good tempered fate, you'd wanna start things off with a tempered fate, diba? Usually, so you need vision, like deep vision, to actually catch the backline off guard and try to choke them out. But looks like this is the movement naman from Infused. Nothing is there to take on the bot lane. They're willing to sacrifice naman.
Comes the siege from JRM. Gets the shot onto that top tier 1. And that shall be 2-0 in terms of the turrets for the side of Infused Esports, as Johnny Boy gonna try to go in against the iron wall, the iron hammer of this Poppy, and he won't be able to do that. That's, the Yordle against Yordle, but in the top lane, Infused Esports are just doing what they want to. This is 2 Earth Elementals in their pockets, and look at the damage that they're just dealing with. Free hits, because Jaspy is just a Shen, and the reach of his weapon cannot deal with the rifle of the Caitlyn.
That was not an objective trading at all. If ever naman hindi nyo na kayang, if you cannot defend this objective, you give it away and proceed to take something else. I thought they would have dove Jurt through there and took down a tower, but they decide not to. They decide to go back, and they did not trade it for anything at all. So that was quite an awkward call. Maybe they were afraid they'd try to push some more if ever ImbaPH tried to push back. But if you think about it, that was a lost cause already. The tower was a lost cause if they did not go back earlier. So it's either you dive Gertrude and, try to even things out, or take something, a consolation prize from the map.
Yeah, but ImbaPH are just doing Imba things. Yes, alright.
Yeah.
Well, we're seeing right now Infused as they take down the bot tier 1, top tier 1, and top tier 2. They are now edging onto this mid lane to look for more towers, to add to their collection of destruction, as the members of ImbaPH have still not taken their first turret yet. This might be the chance for them to actually get back and do something, as Leroy Valderrama and Joss, these 2 guys, again, I was telling you that they might be the openers here for ImbaPH to actually make something against Infused, but Infused are slowly but surely, getting that gold advantage. 3,000 already, with a lot of objectives in their sides, again, with the 2 towers and those 2 dragons.
Yes, thank God they have some sort of wave here, but I don't think they can hold out any longer, considering the fact that Caitlyn has this really, really good long range. Gertrude might go in.
The catch onto Dios there. Gertrude not going to lose his mind too much. There's the Spooky Ghost going to come out. And in the top lane, it's actually going to be Johnny Boy getting the catch onto the top tier 1. Wow, look at the damage from ZXC, popping Leroy Valderrama there with the combo from this Lux. And that was just really nice trading from the side of Infused.
Yeah, support here for both of these teams. And I don't think Akil was prepared for that sort of burst damage coming in from the team composition of ImbaPH. And this is what we have been talking about. For ImbaPH to actually work, you chain your CCs, you lock someone down, or reserve a CC or 2 for the next follow-up once you actually finish down a target. And that's sort of bad timing na naman. ImbaPH does not have vision there in the...
Gertrude, though. Will they look for him? This is a 3v1 situation. He has his own ultimate still up, and he will pop away the Shen there as he tries to run away for his life. There's the flash being used onto him. Buster shot, will it be used? Or, the ultimate, rather, of the Tristana. Nice shield there onto Johnny Boy. But we see here the members of Infuse are ready for the taking. Infuse Hedgehog gets the kill onto Leroy Valderrama there. He gets pushed out of his own ultimate, but no, he walks right back in. Jaspy very tanky right now, but Hedgehog flashing away. Though that's a double kill for the side here of ImbaPH. Hakil being zoned out by that crystalline wall, and Joss is here. 3v1 pops JRM. Very, very nicely done by Joss there. The damage from this Anivia is just spiking right now. There's the shield, but ImbaPH for some reason are actually winning this fight already.
Hot damn! Look at that, was just an insane fight coming in from from these 2 teams.
All right, guys. So let's have a replay of that one. Okay.
Yeah, as you can see there, I really thought it was Infuse's game there. Because they overcommitted onto the Poppy. They've spent a couple of spells already, but that was really well played. The key player here is Anivia. I mean, late na siya dumating. So medyo police bird yung ginawa niya. And the burst was definitely something they did not expect at all. The zoning coming in from, okay, I'm talking about Anivia kahit wala pa siya because they were really, really surprised. I mean, the people here at the studio are really surprised then. Great Q, great wall, zones away a kill, so that means they can concentrate all their damage onto that Karma, but then because of the mobility that's given,
JRM goes aggressive.
yeah, JRM goes aggressive, gets into the glacial storm of the bird, and then after a while, it's a 2v2 right now, and because the build of what do you call this of Anivia really favors her well. So sustained team fights actually, what do you call this, is actually great on her. So these prolonged fights are actually in her element. The zoning, the cooldowns, the mana regen, the sustain. So it's actually beautiful to look at. Well executed by Joss there.
Yeah, but you have to as well, point out Infuse being a bit aggressive there and not respecting the damage from this Anivia.
Yeah. So
using the 90 caliber net over the crystalline wall. That's
ballsy. Very, very ballsy.
You know it.
Wait, they took away the dragon actually, the third dragon of the game. So in exchange of giving away a couple of kills, the question is,
that's 3 mountain drakes.
Yeah, exactly. The question is, are these kills materializing for ImbaPH? I mean, yeah, sure, you win fights, but what do you take away from the map? It will not make any sense if you give away all for Infuse itong mga objectives. And right now, look at that. Sneaky Baron, just as I've said, looks like they are prepared for it. They have seen it.
Tempered Fate gonna get the catch onto the 2 members of Infuse there. Here comes the teleport from the side of Jaspy. JR very low in HP. He is almost down right now. He's very, very low there. And Gertrude not gonna be alive anymore as he tries to flash us over. But that was a perfect lineup from the side of Infuse. They lined up, I believe, from the ultimate as well as the AoE there of ZXC. And they are just bloody trying to get away from this Titan, this poke composition that Infuse have created. Though that Lamps of Spite, I think, kept JRM alive for the duration of the fight.
Yeah, JRM, actually they wanted to make the setup for, Jaspy or for Joss to land a really good Q or for Leroy Valderrama. But because of the net, he just easily goes into the Lambris fight and just heals up, makes it all safe and warm. But then, great deny by ImbaPH actually, because it was really the plan naman talaga ng Infuse to take away, to get a sneaky Baron, to place advanced vision here on the jungle side, because they do have the capability. 3 friggin' earth elemental dragon stacks onto you. Of course you'd want to take the Baron. Like, you can do a sneaky Baron, but meanwhile, Hechizo
here doesn't have a tower to back him up as 2 members of ImbaPH are now ready and waiting to actually get the catch onto him. Doesn't have his ultimate there, but the members of Infused are here. Joss here wants to get a catch again. Force the flash out of a kill. Gonna respect the damage of the bird. And that's just gonna be disengages, flashes being burnt. Actually just for a kill there.
Yeah. And
both teams not gonna allow either or to get a Baron here. 27 minutes in.
Really, really painful Anivia. I think the champion to look out for ImbaPH right now is Anivia. Meanwhile, later on, it's gonna be Johnny Boy who's gonna be shining as the ADC star, as a hyper carry.
Yeah, he has a static Shiv Infinity Edge. He's not far behind against JRM here.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, look at that. 9,800 to the 9,900. That's not a lot of gold if you look at it.
Yep. And it's gonna be the Ocean Dragon coming up next. And pretty sure Infuse just wanna stack up everything for themselves for the meantime. And just not to give more, sustain for the members of Team ImbaPH, especially that Anivia is gonna be really scary. Mixing it up with the really cool items that she has. Rod of Ages, Abyssal Scepter.
And
Roa.
Morello Nomicon.
Yeah, Morello. Whoop.
There's a Tempered Fate, forces the flash out of CXC there. And here's the aggression coming in from ImbaPH, but here's the flank coming in from Hechizo. A kill gets caught out, he has no more flash, and he will get popped very easily. Joss on a rampage, almost gets the taunt there onto JRM.
Ooh.
And ImbaPH are looking to get this more kills onto the side of Infused. Nice catch onto Jaspy there, but he's pretty tanky. He's going to be not caring about that root right there. And this is what I'm talking about. The keep away game from Infuzed Esports. They can just do this all day long, and if there's no perfect crystalline wall or tempered fate from the Bard or that Anivia, they're gonna kind of catch. Gertrude there actually losing his mind by a little bit. Nice crystalline wall there from Joss, and he will get caught out. Will they get the pop onto Gertrude? Very low in HP. Ultra Mega Super gonna go in with the Zonias, mitigating some damage there. Gets caught out by the trap of the Caitlyn here, and it's a back and forth collision there. Another missed taunt there from Jaspy, and Imba PH are forcing themselves too much. They had to back off already as a kill is ready to reinforce his own team. The Nivea will be trying to fly away, but Infused Esports hold off this aggression from the side of Imba PH.
Imba PH should be careful because once they go back and then Dragon respawns again and they are not in the position to actually try to contest this away from Infused, that's going to be 4 stacks for Infused, and that's going to be an Ocean Dragon. I think they would want to take this away, but looks like they are going to opt for the Baron, maybe put Vision, clear it all out, and looks like they might try to bait this out, start it off, but looks like they're going to start it.
Ultimate for Darwell Llerena is still down, but Imba PH know that they're there. There's going to be the flank here from Jaspy, but Gertrude is holding the line for the side of Infused Esports. Where are you, Shen? He doesn't get the steal, and there is a Baroned up team here for Infused. Will they go in for the fight? ZXE is on the flank. Look at the damage onto Ultra Mega Super. Shut down onto this Needly as Darwell Llerena looks to be the next target. There's the rock jump in by Johnny Boy, looking to get more targets in the backline, but look at this, Jaspy. He's the tankiest member of Imba PH, but it does not matter as Imba PH are going down like dominoes, and Joss trying to run away on his. Oh, he actually goes over the wall with the heroic charge. Nice display there of of mechanics from the side of Gertrude. And ladies and gentlemen, with 3 dragons in their pockets as well as this Baron, look at that tower melt. Next one, it's gonna be like ice cream. Look at ice cream, and it is melting. Ang init ng panahon dito sa Pilipinas. Inhibitor looks to be the next target here for the side of Infused Esports, and that shall be them taking advantage after advantage. Baron, second mid-tier turret, as well as that Inhibitor, and they have stacked up almost a 5,000 gold lead with an exit Water Drake, Ocean Drake here to boot.
Yum, yum, yum. All the objectives going on to Infused, and it actually meshes well with their comp here. And Imba PH, just as I've said, even though you won that team fight, if it doesn't translate into anything, it would have been great if you get a kill, you get an ace, and then you move on to like get Baron, you move on to get the Dragon, or you try to scare them away. And what happened lastly at that Baron fight was they're not really positioned well.
Yeah.
They were quite scattered, and the thing with their comp is that I've said earlier, you focus on one. So like you're able to burst one down, and so you can move on to different targets, because based on what they have, they're not really like the AoE aside from the Glacial Storm, but let's face it, that's DOT compared to the burst damage that you can deal out. So you gotta focus on one target and then you can move on, and that also favors the resets of Tristana. The Tempered Fate could have been done well. They could have done it again by putting it all onto the members of Infused. I mean, put it all on. I mean, they were really compressed in that Baron pit. If that was available, that would have been a perfect setup. Put the Glacial Storm, start it off while they're all golden, and then land like a 4-man taunt or something.
But there was no ultimate for Darwell Llerena available at that point, so
yeah, the Glacial Storm would have been, a wall or a Glacial Storm would have been great already from Joss, but because of Gertrude's zoning, they weren't able to get in, and that is why they have to read Infuse. Baron is a very, very juicy target. It's even juicier if you get the Earth Elementals. 3 stacks. So you gotta put your eyes on the prize there.
Yeah, RNG is smiling upon Infused Esports.
I kind of noticed it's always like Earth for some reason. I don't know.
You gotta ask Rito. Maybe they're like, okay, we're gonna make it RNG, but then the RNG for Earth Elemental is bigger.
Yeah, let's experiment on the dragons first. What if we spawn Earth Elemental Dragons more compared to them? What's gonna happen? Something like that.
True,
Maybe they have some sort of research.
Gertrude here taking quite a bit of damage from that top tier 3, but Jaspy not having the best of time because he has no damage to actually deal against Gertrude. While in the bottom lane, here comes Infuzed Esports with the Baron, with the 4 dragons in their pockets. We'll see how they can actually deal, or rather, what ImbaPH can actually do to deal with against this one. Other dragons, the last thing that they want to take down in terms of, the creatures in the river. But look at that bot tier 3 melt. Here's the next inhibitor for the side of Infuzed Esports, and ImbaPH have to stand the line, hold their ground. You shall not pass. That's what they have to do right here. But the members, the keep away, the poke style here from Infused is just shining like a diamond for themselves. There's a nice two-man stack with the Cosmic Binding. Nice catch onto the 2 members, but no follow from the side here of ImbaPH. There's just too many traps from this Caitlyn being chugged out. And they have just used quite a bit of cooldowns on their side, while in the top lane, Gertrude is slowly chipping away at this top tier 3. And there's the poke. Misses. Crystalline Wall being used, but doesn't zone out any members of Infused there. Very low essential, but uses the Lamb's Respite to keep him alive. And there's the ultimate coming out of Jaspy to keep Joss in this game just yet. Nice snipe there from ZXC, but will not connect. Flash in from JRM. He is very aggressive here. Darwell Llerena very low in HP. Here comes Gertrude. Nice heroic charge there. Might get the pop onto Joss, but not enough though. Still, they have made it. Mid inhibitor down, bottom inhibitor down, and they are just going to knock on this Nexus turret. Will ImbaPH answer this one? They have to, or else they risk losing game 1. Well, it's a very advantageous game for the side of ImbaPH, or of Infused rather, but it's still anyone's game here. Hedgehog gets popped like a balloon there, and it's going to be only 4 members of Infused alive though. JRM is still alive, ZXC is still alive. Nice 2-man catch with that root from this Lux right now, and there you go. They get the kill onto this bird. He's going to be a fried chicken somewhere else in the map. Johnny Boy trying to rock jump away, and they are just limping away from the side of Infused Esports. 1 Nexus turret goes down. ImbaPH, you gotta wake up right now, or else Infused look to get this first game in this best of 3 series. JRM is having a field day in the backline. 4-1 and 2. Runan's Hurricane with Infinity Edge. Ultra Mega Super is not gonna be super happy with this game. Keeper's verdict to at least zone out even more the members of ImbaPH. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Infused Esports are your winners for game 1 in this best of 3 series for the Mineski Pro Game.